Hello, everyone out there. This is Troy, aka TAC1421. I am joined by my co-host, Paper Napkin, also known as Peter. You'll hear me talk to him, refer to him as both, but here he is. Hello. Yep.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
This is our very first episode of our podcast that we are calling. What are we calling it, Paper?
Oh, are we coming up with a name on the spot right now?
No, I already. Okay, never mind. I thought I already gave you the name. It's called "What's Your Rushmore?"
Hey, I already knew that. I just
Yeah.
wanted you to segue it.
Yeah. Good segue, co-host. It's good that my co-host knows the the name of the podcast.
No, he keeps calling me his co-host, but really I'm just like this random guy he pulled off the internet to do this with.
True. So I wanted to give a quick background of basically how we know each other, and then how I came about this podcast. So we met through YouTube back 2011-ish time frame.
Yeah, that sounds about
Paper
right.
Napkin was doing his thing. He was playing a Pokemon. I think it was a Nuzlocke challenge,
It was.
and it was a fun thing. I was just starting out YouTube. There's like a gang of us that kind of met pretty early on, as we were all very like unpopular channels, and that was us two, my good buddy that I actually knew in real life before we did YouTube, which is Amp1520, and then Senium Games. I think the four of us really kind of connected at the very start,
Oh yeah, for sure.
but
We had that like
we've kind of lost touch here and there amongst one another, but still talking now, I guess. So
we've reconnected and it's rekindled our
and
spark
it feels so great
to create. It feels okay, but
Okay.
no, it's nice.
Yes, indeed. I just wanted to point out that we are recording this on Discord, and I don't know why I'm just noticing this now, but both of our little thumbnails are Pokemon. So our love for Pokemon is still, there.
You know, I just turned 32 years old and I still am obsessed with Pokemon.
32. See, I didn't know he was that old.
I wasn't saying that I was old. I was just saying that, I'm a diehard fan from the
I didn't know he
beginning,
was
man.
that young,
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Anyways, what's your Rushmore? Is the name of the podcast, and how I came about that is I was streaming one day, and I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if, I don't know how I actually came across this idea, but I'm like, I was talking about Mount Rushmore for some reason, and the four presidents that are on there. And I'm like, wouldn't that be cool? Like if you just had a huge plot of land randomly, like maybe you had like an island and like a plot of land. I don't know why there'd be a huge like mountain on an island. I mean, I guess there's volcanoes on islands. Never mind. That's not important.
I was gonna say lots of islands have
There's
mountains
actually
on them.
lots of mountains on islands. So scratch that. We'll have the intern edit that out.
Wait, we have an intern?
No. What do you? Come on now. It's a joke. It's a joke. Can't afford an intern.
Well, you don't pay interns.
That's
the whole
true.
point of getting an intern.
Oh, so when people say we'll pay the unpaid, or we'll have the unpaid intern do it, it's just kind of like a play on words.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Okay, so we should look into getting an intern for the next episode.
got it. Aiden, if you're out there and you're looking to do some free work, this podcast's going to be big someday. Anyways,
Huge.
As big as the Mount Rushmore. So Mount Rushmore is a national park that was I have a little post-it note here of some information because I knew I was going to forget. It was
Nice.
it was started construction in 1927, and it ended construction in 1941. There are four presidents on this landmark here. That's George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. I like three of those presidents. I'm not going to say the one I don't like, but you just have to guess for yourself.
Picking favorites already.
And that's in South Dakota, by the way, which
I have no idea where that is.
Paper's a Canadian person.
How's it going, A?
So
I'm assuming it's right below North Dakota.
Um, sure, we'll go with that.
There is a North Dakota, right?
There is a North Dakota,
Okay.
and
So yes.
there's a East and West Virginia. Actually, no, there's not East. It's just Virginia, and then there's West Virginia. I'm an idiot.
There's no East.
There's no East Virginia. No.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
It doesn't, but it's there, so deal with it.
We just got to accept it. That's how it is.
It's just how it is. Anyways, I felt like people do these like top 5 videos and stuff like that of their favorite things. I thought it'd be cool to do like, it's kind of like a top 4 in a way, but we're also constructing what's on our mountain. So if we have this like random mountain that we can put together, then we could go through different topics each week and kind of construct our own Mount Rushmore, if you will, of certain topics that we go over. So I think we've kind of rambled on long enough. I think in future weeks we'll talk about like what's going on in our lives. Not in too much detail, but like, how are you this week? How's the weather up in Canada? All that
Spoiler:
stuff.
there's not a lot going on.
Okay, yeah. During this time, it's there's not a lot going on for a lot of people. So, hope everyone's healthy out there. By the way, and so each week we are going to decide who goes first in this picking. We're going to go back and forth, telling our ideas and kind of showing off our creation, and if you will. And this week, I'm going to ask the question, and if Paper gets it right, he gets to decide if he wants to go first or second.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Okay,
I don't know if it's better to go first or second.
It's
kind of
I
a
don't
big
really
deal.
know either, because we're not like, we can have the same idea, but I feel
That's
like
true.
I feel like it's better like if you have your own unique idea and you say it first and like you talk about it, right? Because if someone's like, "Oh yeah, that's one of mine too," it's like, "Well, I came up with it first," so
Get wrecked. Yeah, I know. I get it.
It's like as soon as you say what your idea is and you talk about it, like there's no construction phase. It's just like instantly, like the mountain just appears.
It just like manifests and pops.
Yeah,
Cool.
Exactly.
I like it.
So if you go first and you choose something and then I go second and I pick the same thing, I'm literally it's like copyright infringement right there. Like I could still do it. But
Wait, so are we not allowed to copy each other?
No, we can. We can definitely copy each other. Yeah.
I was gonna say I've only picked my top 4.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about this.
No. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, it's a low blow if that's why you want to go first. You want to get your best ideas out first.
Sure. Okay, I'm on board. Let's do it.
Okay. Cool. So I don't even know if we mentioned what we're doing this week. What are we doing, Paper?
We haven't. Today, on the first episode of What's Your Rushmore, we're going to be talking about our favorite sandwiches. How about that?
Very cool.
Do you like sandwiches?
Sandwiches are all right. Sandwiches.
What do you mean all right?
I mean, they're okay. I don't know. There's. I feel like we need to talk about the definition of what a sandwich is.
Okay.
Shout out to a Frisbee team that I know in my area. I never played for them, but I know them and they're all cool people. They are called Radical Sandwich Anarchy. And they have like their jerseys each year, as far as I know, are just like a lot of things that probably aren't considered sandwiches by most people. But basically, what they consider a sandwich is anything that has like, 2 buns, or not 2 buns, like in between like there's something, there's an object, and then there's like 2 objects on top, or like, it's like
that is like the worst description of a sandwich ever. That's so vague.
Yeah.
You take like
No. Yeah, they take like the vaguest definition of like what a sandwich is, like an object, something, and then an object. And some people don't even think you have to have the same object, like top bottom. They don't even have to match. It's just.
Ooh, yeah.
Right?
I mean, because that brings up the question of like, what about open face sandwiches? Because it only has the one piece of bread on the bottom, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of strange things out there, but technically, if you have an open face sandwich, you can just cut it in half, and then all of a sudden you have a closed regular sandwich.
That's true. Although,
I just blew your mind, didn't I?
I mean, it makes sense, but it kind of defeats the purpose of having an open face sandwich, doesn't it?
True, true.
Like when you make that decision to have an open face sandwich, you're like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm gonna be a little bit more sophisticated. Today's the day I want people to know that I'm successful. So to like close that sandwich, that just I don't know. Something feels weird about
You're
that.
putting a lid back on your life.
Putting a lid. Wow, that's really deep.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
go like in back into my bedroom
we're going
and like
super
reflect.
deep on the podcast today. Anyways, before we ramble on too much, let's actually start picking, right? So
Oh yes, yes.
so
The point of the whole podcast.
we haven't even picked anything yet. So to decide today's draft order, not draft, pick order, whatever. We're not even whatever. Who goes first? Order.
Can I draft myself?
If you consider yourself a sandwich, then sure.
Well,
Are you a
by your
sandwich?
Vegas definition, I could be a sandwich. I do have two buns.
True. My question for you: the one of the presidents on the Mount Rushmore in South Dakota is Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, good old Abe Lincoln, was
Honest Abe, as
assassinated.
they say.
Right. He was assassinated, and when
Yes.
he passed away, tragically, he had a bill, a currency of some kind, in his pocket. Just one bill. I want you to tell me how much
Ooh.
that bill was worth at the time.
At the time, okay. So we're not talking about like inflation over the
No,
years.
no, 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 no. Like probably now it'd be worth like thousands of dollars, right? Or not thousands, but good
Well,
amount
I
of
mean,
money, right?
if you had that like exact bill, it'd probably be worth
Yeah, no,
millions.
priceless. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna assume
I'll give you a
that
little bit of a
they.
hint.
Okay,
He's also on he's also on that bill now.
right.
US
Yeah,
currency.
that's what I was thinking. Now, as a Canadian,
Exactly. See, this is why you might not know. Some of you might be like, "Oh, it's definitely this," I don't know I don't know who's on the Canadian bills. Like I have no idea.
to be honest, I don't even know who's on the Canadian bills anymore. They change so often. I know that's not true. I know a couple of them, but I'm gonna go ahead and say, good old Abe Lincoln is on the $5 bill.
There you go. Very nice. And as a
Oh,
bonus,
there's a bonus.
he's also on a coin. You don't have to answer that, but do you know what coin he's on?
Oh wow.
I felt like that was a little bit more tricky.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard the term like Lincoln, like a coin, like a Lincoln penny, or like a
It is
Lincoln.
the penny. It is the penny.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. That was great. So you could decide if you want to go first or second.
Okay. This is a lot of pressure. You know what? I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go first.
All right, it's all you.
Okay. So top four sandwiches. This was actually a lot more difficult than I thought. I don't eat sandwiches that often, so I really had to think about it. But my first sandwich that came to mind, classic, simple grilled cheese.
Oh,
What? How can you go wrong with that, right?
that was my first pick.
We're just too similar. You need a different co-host. Okay, but like now, grilled cheese again, super ambiguous. There's a lot of like I've seen a lot of different grilled cheese sandwiches out there. Some of them good, some of them bad. When I say grilled cheese, I'm talking like the classic, the kind of sandwich that your mom used to make you, like the Kraft singles. Not
Mm,
any of like that fancy shit, just like processed cheese.
yeah, Kraft.
That's the only way, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
so
think it's
so
just
tell me a little about your mountain and how you're constructing this.
ooh, yeah. So how am I going to construct this? I think the biggest part of the grilled cheese sandwich is like the golden texture to the sandwich bun, right?
Okay.
And so, I mean, I don't know what you would make this statue out of, but it's got to have like a golden shine to it, so that like when you're out at sea and you pass by the island, you see that sparkle, and you're like, "What the hell is that?" And you look, and you just see a giant grilled cheese sandwich.
I'm just thinking about someone like just how people came to the U.S. and there's like from New York, you have the Statue of Liberty. I'm just thinking about someone coming to this hypothetical island, and there's just this giant just grilled cheese just glowing from the
Oh man,
just like the
I'm
Statue
thinking.
of Liberty, you know?
I can imagine like a lot of these people coming to this island are like really hungry and they see
Ooh.
this and they're like, "Oh my god, yes, there's food here. There's grilled cheese
What,
sandwiches."
what if there's no food on the island? What if
Well, that's the thing. They
it's all
get
a
there
ploy?
and then it's just a monument. It's not an actual grilled cheese. Wow.
We just sell T-shirts here. You gotta
It's,
go.
grilled-
You gotta go over the other island to get some food. Sorry.
it's the one across the way. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
By the way, if I wasn't sure if I was going to mention this podcast or a future podcast, but I was gonna play a little bit of a drinking game with this podcast,
oh, that's dangerous.
and I don't. If you're listening to this and you're underage and you like don't drink, but or you can if you're. I don't care. I'm not condoning it, but do whatever you want. Um,
Don't
but
tell kids to drink.
yeah, right. Okay, so don't do it. I told you not to. It's not. Don't do it. But if you want to and you want to play along with me, I thought of a couple of different things, and one of them was when Paper Napkin Peter says something like super like Canadian, and
Oh.
and for you have a you have a good accent, but you can definitely tell that you have a Canadian accent. And one of the big things that gives it away is sometimes you really emphasize that sorry,
Sorry.
sorry, because most people actually from Canada say pardon, and you and you say
that's bullshit. I don't think I've ever met a
Really?
Canadian that says pardon,
all right, well,
unless they're like 80 years old. Like, pardon me, sir.
I know a lot of people that say pardon. Maybe it's more of a Toronto thing.
I think I know more Canadians than you do.
Well,
And also, it's Toronto. It's not Toronto.
Toronto.
Toronto. They're kind of like New York wannabes, but not really.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, I like that because like I don't have to drink because I'm never gonna notice when I sound super Canadian.
Fair enough. Okay, so anything else you want to talk about as far as grilled cheese goes?
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked about definition of like a classic grilled cheese, like what makes a good grilled cheese. Here's a question for you. Do you ever spice up a grilled cheese with anything
Oh no,
else?
I'm super picky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I don't do well with spice, and I will talk because I spoiler alert, I'm gonna pick grilled cheese, and because that was gonna be my first one that I pick, but
Yeah.
I might save it for later. I might save it for last now, actually, or I might just talk about it now. I don't really care, but I'll probably pick it last, and I'll talk about it more. But yeah, I'm really picky with my grilled cheese.
Okay. Okay. What if I told you sometimes when I'm feeling saucy, I like to eat my grilled cheese with a little bit of ketchup to dip it.
Okay, I can see that.
Really? I'd say that to so many people and they just get outright disgusted by it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't want to say too much because I'm gonna be talking about my grilled cheese, and
That's fair. That's fair.
it's gonna blow your mind, the grilled cheese that I'm putting together.
I'm kind of
And
concerned now.
I can
You're
see
gonna be
some
like,
I can see some ketchup. See, yours this is pretty good too because you picked a regular just Kraft grilled cheese, which is cool. It's just good. It's fine.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm eventually gonna go grilled cheese as well, but mine's gonna be like the opposite. Like you might not even recognize the two that they're both grilled cheese, right? You're like, oh, okay, like
Oh man,
that's like the, woof.
you're going crazy with your grilled cheese.
I'm putting stuff in my grilled cheese other than cheese. Like there's gonna be stuff in there.
What?
We're going crazy.
I'm already not liking this conversation where it's headed.
We are gonna go crazy.
I thought ketchup alone was like when you want to go dirty, but you talking about putting other stuff in there? I don't know, man.
I've had other stuff in my grilled cheese, and it's good.
I mean, I have too. Like, but I wouldn't say
I've
it's
put it
like,
all in my mouth, and it was delicious.
oh, I've seen you do it too.
Mm-hmm.
But see, at that point, I'd say Your sandwich is no longer grilled cheese; it's something else.
That's debatable.
I guess it depends on how much you're putting in there.
I mean, I go to this restaurant and they have a list of grilled cheese, and it's under that list. I mean, I think they're more experts than either of us.
One restaurant. Okay,
Oh, it's a
interesting.
chain. It's a chain. These people know what they're doing.
I mean, it's still one like company if it's a chain
Yeah,
restaurant.
I've seen multiple grilled cheese places.
Interesting.
They dedicate their lives
To
to
grilled
making
cheese.
to making grilled cheese sandwiches. I think they know.
Wow,
But
what a
I think we
life.
should move on
Sure.
because we'll get back on this topic. I was gonna pick my grilled cheese, but I think you know what? I will just pick it now, and we'll continue talking about it.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
I like it.
So, first of all, before I get into any of my list, right?
Hmm.
My mountain. I'm not only putting sandwiches on my mountain, I'm making my mountain a sandwich.
Wait. So it's going to be a bunch of little sandwiches on a sandwich?
It's going to be 4 amazing looking sandwiches, and they're all going to be between 2 giant buns on the top and the bottom of the mountain.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Mind blown, right?
It's a mountain sandwich of sandwiches.
Yeah.
That's so meta.
Right?
We got to put like some Inception music in here, or not, because maybe there's like copyright
We'll tell
strikes.
the intern.
Yeah, put it in next episode.
So you picture that, and then we come to my first sandwich on this mountain. I'm putting this on the far left, looking at it from the sea.
Sure.
And it's the grilled cheese, and in particular, there's this place in Ohio. There's a chain of them, and I've been to a couple of them in different places in Ohio. It's called the Melt, and I'm sure there's other sandwich places called Melt or the Melt, or you've probably, some of you have seen or walked by a place called the Melt, but this place in Ohio, it was delicious, and they made some amazing grilled cheese sandwiches. And the one that I had was a giant, sourdough bread, right? Big
Ooh.
old sourdough bread. They got like 3 different types of cheese. I don't even know what kind of cheese was in there, to be honest. Got like
Right.
cheddar, like American, like Swiss maybe, I don't know. All blended together. Grilled, of course, because I mean it has to be grilled. It's a grilled cheese.
I'd hope
and,
so.
And then they put a sunny side up egg.
Oh no.
They put some bacon in there,
Okay, that's good.
and they put and you can have, and I put some ketchup in there,
See, that
and
just sounds like a breakfast sandwich now.
and it was just the most amazing. But the base of it, the foundation of this sandwich is completely dependent on the way the cheese is grilled and how the
Right.
bread's prepared, right? Like,
Okay.
because it would have been a fine sandwich if you just have the cheese itself, that they, and just the grilled cheese sandwich, right? Just the cheese, the bread, and like a ton of butter. And but their entire menu is like other things you can put inside of that grilled cheese, and it's the
Okay.
one I had, just absolutely delicious.
So, how did you decide on which of the sandwiches you wanted to try? And I'm calling it a sandwich, not a grilled cheese at this point, because I'm not convinced.
Well, I think the Melt would say otherwise, but uh, again, I'm picky, and they had like a list of like 20 to 30 of different kinds and different concoctions they had, and I ended up going with this one just because I think it was just personally, like, if I have to choose between like regular any day food like lunch, breakfast, dinner, I always choose breakfast.
Really?
Like, even like if I'm at a place at like 10 p.m. and they're still serving breakfast,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna go with like I'm gonna order some pancakes or some scrambled eggs or whatever.
Yeah. No, okay. I'm totally with you on that. I love having breakfast for like dinner.
Yeah.
But strangely, I don't usually have like breakfast for breakfast. But yeah, I'm picking up
Mm.
what you're putting down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, I just they have like a burger on the menu or like they have like some scrambled eggs. I'll usually end up going with the eggs. Just
Nice.
even if I've already had eggs that day, I might have breakfast 3 times, 4 times.
Look at
We're gonna add another meal somewhere in there.
look at this guy. He can never wake up.
Probably
Just keeps
not. I
on
never
eating
go
to
to
his
bed.
day to
I'm
get
just eating
started.
breakfast all day. I'm just all day long breakfast.
They do say it's the best part of waking up, right?
Yeah, that's what they say at least. I don't really. Yeah, okay. So that's both our number one picks, grilled cheese. So we got grilled cheese on the mountain. Both of ours look
Nice.
vastly different, but in my opinion, still grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, you know what? You've convinced me. I would say
Hey, there we go.
your definition still counts, kind of like a grilled cheese. Not a classical grilled cheese, but still a grilled cheese.
Okay. So you're number two.
All right. Number two. This is a tough one. Which one do I lead into? Uh, I'm gonna go something that's Canadian because I am Canadian.
Take a
We're gonna
drink.
go with me. I don't have anything to drink. What did I even say?
You're Canadian. Isn't that like the
Oh,
most Canadian thing you can like?
yeah, but I didn't like say it with an accent.
No, but like if I'm like calling myself out for being like doing like American type stuff,
Right.
if I just like say America,
Okay, so if I say anything at all that's like related to like
you just said
Canada,
you're gonna go with a Canadian thing because I'm from Canada. Like or
okay,
I'm Canadian.
sure.
Like that's
I was interpreting like you were saying, like if I said something that sounded Canadian, like my accent specifically,
true.
not like maple syrup and like beavers and Timbits and a double double from Tim
I
Hortons.
don't even know some of these. I knew that last one, but I don't. Some of these references I don't know. But that's okay. You'll tell me about that later.
Sure. Okay, what was I talking about? Oh yeah,
I don't
sandwiches.
know.
Okay, number two, we're going with another classic, another simple sandwich, a Montreal smoked meat sandwich.
What?
So we got it's. Have you never had the sandwich before?
Can you say it one more time?
Montreal smoked meat sandwich.
What's the meat?
So it's a
Beaver?
beef brisket. Beaver. No. It's beef brisket that's been cured with spices for like about a week, and then it's like hot smoked. Super good and super juicy. And it's a simple sandwich. You put it on a piece of bread. Usually it's like rye bread, but you can do sourdough, whatever you want, and just a little bit of mustard. You can either do like yellow mustard or like a Dijon, but that's all it is. Just beef,
I
bread,
am not a
mustard.
fan of Dijon, but I can go for some yellow mustard.
Yeah, no, it's you can pick whatever you want.
That sounds pretty
Depending
good.
on how I'm feeling that day, I might go Dijon.
Yeah.
Another normal day, I might go yellow. But
Okay. Okay. I'm,
yeah,
I'm feeling it.
it's just got like the basic, good meat, like a good foundation to a sandwich.
Oof. So what are you doing Sunday? We're gonna get ourselves some smoked.
Do you want to go get some smoked meat sandwiches?
What, I can't say the full name. I can't remember what it's called.
Montreal
Montreal
smoked meat
smoked
sandwich.
meat sandwich, and I'm guessing like the best of this particular sandwich around is from Montreal.
I would hope so if it's in the name. I don't think I've actually had a Montreal smoked meat sandwich in Montreal.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Yeah, I mean it's on the other side of the country from me. I mean it's definitely on the
Yeah,
bucket
but I've
list.
I've been to New York before. I've been to Florida before. Like I'm in
Well,
California. Like I'm on the West Coast too.
I mean I've been to Montreal. Like my dad's family is from Montreal. It's just I've never had the chance to have a Montreal smoked meat sandwich in Montreal.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah,
All right. So what is your What does your monument of this Montreal smoked meat sandwich look like?
Ooh, this is a tough one because depending on who you talk to, there's like a certain amount of meat that you need to put in there.
Oh, what is
Like
what are the Montreals? What is it? I don't even Montrealians.
Montrealers.
Montreal. What do they say?
I don't know what they say, but I'm gonna probably assume that they say that you need a lot of meat in there. Like you don't want to skimp out. Like the meat is the best part.
That's fair.
So this sandwich, we'll put it in like position 2, assuming grilled cheese is the first one on the left. This
Okay.
sandwich, you know,
I'm moving my grilled cheese to the far right.
that's fine. So this sandwich, it's in a pretty good spot. So it's really sticking out from some of the other sandwiches. And so that meat is going to be on display. And it might even have like a piece of meat kind of like hanging down a little bit and a little bit of mustard on it so you can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. It's a super
that
simple sandwich.
sounds
but it's
good. Sounds
super
like a kind of sandwich that if I'm ever in that area again, then I've never been to Montreal, but
We'll
if I'm
go
ever
one day.
near there,
It's the perfect like hangover sandwich. It's just really, really good.
now that I think about it, I don't really know where Montreal is.
It's kind of close to Toronto, but not
Okay.
really.
So I've been to. I'm continue to call it Toronto. I don't really care what you think.
Sure.
I went to Toronto. That's where I got my tattoo, my first tattoo in March.
I remember
So,
I saw the pictures on Facebook. You
pretty
didn't
cool.
call me. I could have just come over for a visit.
Yeah, it's right there on the only road, eh?
Now you're sounding Canadian.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with mine because I think we've talked about. I think we're
Yeah, let's
good.
hear it.
I think we can picture it, right? Okay, yours, yeah, at least. So
You better
mine
not
here.
copy me.
I'm going with a bacon cheeseburger.
Oh no. What are you doing to the show?
Bacon cheeseburger.
We're talking
We-
sandwiches here.
This is a sandwich.
I mean, technically,
This is
yeah.
okay. If you're gonna question me on this sandwich, oh man, my fourth one that I'm gonna talk about. Whew, we're gonna have a
What
strange
did I
conversation.
sign up for? People listening, like he sent me this topic ahead of time, and it specifically said sandwiches. So I was like,
Yeah.
great, perfect. I was not prepared for like a burger,
A burger
miscellaneous
is
bread
a type
show.
of sandwich, definitely. And
You know,
there's no like I'm gonna sit there with one of those like have you watched Peanuts, Charlie Brown?
yeah, of course.
I'm gonna sit there with I think it's Lucy's the name of the character, and just sit there with like a change my mind
Ooh, yeah.
little sign on like a wooden desk and a chair. Change my mind. Burgers aren't sandwiches. Okay, change my mind. Change my mind. Burgers are sandwiches. Change my mind. Yeah,
Okay.
right. Anyways, bacon cheeseburger. I'm going with a pretzel bun on this one.
Ooh.
I'm cooking the meat medium, like a nice grass-fed beef. Like the beef, the cow. The cow had a great life. Let's put it that way. Like
Okay. Yeah, I use pampered.
It lived a great life, and
Did the cow have a name?
no, I don't want to give it a name. I think that's kind of cruel.
Well, then it
So,
wasn't loved.
Well,
I wouldn't say that's a great life.
eh, we'll move on. Anyways, I'm gonna cook it medium, right? That's how I like my burgers, my sandwich burgers. And
You almost fooled yourself there.
I kind of want to go with cheddar cheese, but American's fine. American is fine, as well. Bacon, some nice crispy bacon,
Yeah.
and some ketchup. Put some ketchup on there.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
how I. And if it's a really good burger, like all the really good burgers, you got to cut in half. You got to eat it in two. They're just like
you gotta
messy,
get that
right?
cross shot. And
So
okay.
So basically on the mountain, how I'm picturing this burger. I'm putting this burger sandwich right. I'm gonna put it in the 2 slot. So we got the grilled cheese in the 4 slot. We're putting this 2.
Okay,
And
nice.
it's gonna be kind of cut like picture like Pac-Man looking at you. Like it's like cut in half, and
Oh,
you can kind of see the two, like the middle of it, but also kind of the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sides. You know.
Okay, it's
So
like someone took a slice of that burger out.
yeah, basically, but they didn't really take a slice of it out. They just kind of cut it in half and then kind of moved them or looked at it, like move one of the sides. You know.
Right, just kind of like pulled it apart.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay, cool.
that's my bacon cheeseburger, and the pretzel bun is important for this one because
Oh
for
yeah, I
all
mean pretzel bun.
sandwiches, of course I mean it's debatable whether you need cheese or not, but if you're eating a sandwich, usually you have cheese, but the bread, I think the bread is the most important part to a sandwich really because it's the foundation,
That's very true.
you
Yeah,
know?
bad bread, it's not a good sandwich.
If it's stale, if it doesn't taste
Okay.
right, if it's not cooked right or whatever, doesn't rise at the right temperature. I don't know how bread works, but
Yeah, but if it's like stale and like soggy, like it's got to like maintain its like texture. Yeah,
yeah,
I hear you.
yeah. So that's
Okay.
that's it for me really.
Oh, you're not done yet. I've got a question for you.
Okay.
This cheeseburger of yours, this
Hmm.
so-called sandwich,
Yeah.
we talking like one patty, two patties? Like what's going on here?
Um, that's a fair point. I was just thinking your traditional one. You know,
Interesting.
uh, I feel like this isn't necessarily true, but my opinion is that when you start adding, when you see places adding more patties to their sandwiches, it's trying to make up for something, right?
Sure.
So like it could definitely still be really delicious. Like In and Out in California, like they have the double double. Like I personally, if I'm really hungry, I'm not gonna order a double double. I'm just gonna order 2 cheeseburgers.
Oh, interesting.
Right? Like
So
yeah, like
there's something about that
you might be
magic
hungry
ratio.
enough. You might be hungry enough for that extra meat, but like I want I want to enjoy everything all at once, right? So I'm definitely on this burger. I'm definitely going 1 patty for sure.
Interesting. So your magic number is one. One
Not to say
patty,
that I
one slice
haven't
of
had
cheese.
2 or 3
Oh no,
before,
yeah, yeah, I
you
get it.
know, at once in my mouth.
That's a lot of meat in your mouth.
But
But I guess you're used to that, right? So
yeah. I just prefer 1, I guess.
oh, you gotta like take it slow. You know, don't want to overwhelm the senses.
No,
Okay,
could
cool,
be too much
interesting.
all at once. So you're up for number 3.
All right, so number
Actually, you
three.
know what? Let's take a break here.
You want to take
Okay,
a break? Okay,
we'll take a break and go to our sponsors.
we'll get the intern to yeah roll the sponsor clips.
Okay, we are back from the break, which may or may not have been just 1 second of nothing. We'll talk to the
We'll put
intern,
something
see what
clever
they
in there.
have. Yeah. We are halfway through. Our mountains are looking pretty good right now. Let's go through both of ours, what they look like. I'll start with mine, and then you can go with yours, and then your number 3 pick.
Sounds good.
So mine, I picked number 1. I picked a grilled cheese. After you had picked your grilled cheese, we're putting that on the far right. Then we got our bacon cheeseburger in the, I forget where I put it. I think I put it in the 2 slot.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
that's how my sandwich mountain's looking.
And then over on my mountain, we got the grilled cheese in position one. The first grilled cheese we discussed, just going to point that out.
Mm-hmm.
A classic grilled cheese, an actual grilled cheese. Then in the number 2 position, we had the Montreal smoked meat sandwich. Delicious, just thinking about it. And now, position 3. So now, when I look at Mount Rushmore, I always look at position 3 as kind of like the odd one out because it's kind of like tucked away. You don't really see it as well.
I never even thought about that.
It's kind of hidden, you know.
Okay,
It's almost like they're trying to hide it.
sure.
I think that's Roosevelt. Could be wrong.
Oh God. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Keep talking.
I think it might be Theodore Roosevelt, who I know very little about. Actually, I know nothing about, but I'm going to think he's a weird guy. So this is
He's
gonna be
actually not a
sandwich.
weird guy. In fifth grade, fun fact, in California, fifth grade, you have to do a president's report. It's kind of required, fifth grade. You do that. The president that I randomly picked out of my teacher's hat or whatever it was Theodore Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt. So I had to do an entire presentation on him, and he might have been a little bit of a weird guy, but he was a great president. He was really cool. And you were right. It actually is Teddy Roosevelt that's in that slot right there. So
Oh, look at that. It's like I almost know my
pretty good.
American history.
It's pretty good. Yeah. It's
And
impressive.
I would assume that all of the presidents were pretty good if they managed to get their head carved into a giant mountain.
I like three of them. We're not going to talk about the fourth.
Okay, interesting. Anyways, so my third sandwich, a bit of an oddball. I hope you're sitting down for this, people, because I know a lot of people are going to be confused. Are you sitting down, Troy?
Barely. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not that exciting, so maybe scoot up a bit.
Go back. Okay.
So my third option is a spaghetti sandwich.
What?
That's the exact response I get
Oh,
from
man.
every single person when I mention
Not
it.
a meatball snub? Like,
No, nope.
there's
Okay,
Are there meatballs in this sandwich at all?
we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
Let me,
I'll
let me
let
paint
you
you a
talk.
picture.
Go ahead.
You're 10 years old. You're at home.
I'm a 10-year-old paper in Canada drink.
You don't even have to be me. You just 10-year-old Troy. I'm sure this has happened to you. Your mom, she's making spaghetti. She's making a lot of spaghetti. You're eating as much as you want, You're just going ham, but there's still like leftover spaghetti. So your mom does what any good mom would do. She puts the rest of it in the fridge to save for another day. Now, what if I told you that one day when I was hungry, I saw that spaghetti and I had the brilliant idea of putting it between two slices of bread?
I'm just
Doesn't
picturing you with like an Ash Ketchum hat right now. Like,
Yeah.
like the day, like, okay, like, let's say Monday, mom makes spaghetti.
Yep.
Tuesday morning, little 10-year-old paper napkin has to go pick his starter Pokemon. And
Sure.
he's like, what am I gonna bring with me? Well, I got this leftover spaghetti. I got some bread in the fridge. Let's just put this together and call it a sandwich and go pick our Pokemon.
Yeah, no, that's probably what happened, Little
Okay.
fat paper napkin, in between playing his Game Boy, Pokemon Red, the OG version,
Who I picked.
getting a little bit hungry. But okay, is it that strange of an idea? Because when I have like pasta, usually I have like garlic bread or like some kind of bread to dip in the sauce.
Ooh.
So
What
I'm
kind
just
of bread
making
did you do? Did you use garlic bread?
I was 10 years old, so no, I didn't.
Ooh.
I just used like white bread.
I
with butter
actually
on it.
think if you had like what if you went to like a established like Italian restaurant and like ordered a thing of garlic bread and then ordered pasta and made a sandwich out of it and started eating it like a sandwich?
Oh God, the people would be mortified.
They'd be like, they would kick you out.
I don't think they would kick you out, but I kind of want to do it now just to see.
Oh,
I think it'd be really good.
you definitely get some looks from different people. Like,
See, the problem is like I find a lot of restaurant garlic bread is like really crispy, which is not like a bad thing, but for a sandwich, like a spaghetti sandwich,
okay.
I kind of like having like a nice piece of like soft bread.
What was the first time you had this? What was the first bread that you had with it? Like wheat or something?
It was just like shitty Wonder bread, like the white
Wonder
bread.
bread.
Yeah, so just like not real bread. And there was so much butter on there that you probably couldn't even taste the
Yeah.
bread. But it was such a fun experience.
When
Just,
I
like,
was
textures.
little, like I kept on wanting my mom to buy Wonder Bread. like the packaging and everything was great, and like it looked really cool, and it whenever I had it, it tasted pretty decent. But then like when I got older and I like got it myself like in college or high school, I'm like, wow, this is actually really bad. Like there's so many other like better options for bread. But
Yeah, I think it's like a good like introduction to bread,
it's
right?
like the
Like when you're
PBR of bread.
yeah, like when you're a kid, you don't know any better. But
Yeah,
like when you get
exactly.
older and you start trying, you've been around the block once or twice. You've tried a couple exotic breads, a couple
Yeah,
different
yeah, yeah,
like
definitely.
garlic butters and stuff like that.
So it's just a typical just spaghetti. But have you ever done this with meatballs as well?
No, so the way that my mom used to make spaghetti is that she would just have like a really thick meat sauce. Like we wouldn't go for the classic meatballs. Like the meat was just throughout all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that way each bite you're getting like a consistent amount of meat. It's not like you're just getting like half a meatball here, like a little end piece of a meatball there.
Well, I have a lot of Italian in me, so I've had spaghetti and meatballs made by my parents plenty of times, more my mom. And
Moms do it best.
yeah. I mean, I think typically, normally when I make spaghetti for myself or pasta, I I usually just have some kind of like ragu sauce, like really simple. I'm really picky, so like I'll just have like simple, just red sauce, tomato sauce, and then I'll
Sure.
make the pasta. But sometimes I'll buy like meatballs like at the deli or just heat them up or I'll get like the frozen ones from the frozen section, heat them up. They're not as good as like restaurant quality, but
Yeah,
just
but it's still good. It's still the meatball, right?
yeah, exactly. So it's interesting.
I'd say try it. I think a lot of people are initially skeptical,
It
but
just
once you
seems like a
think about
lot
it,
of it seems like a lot of wheat, like
oh
like
yeah, it's a
like
lot of carbs for sure. Like
yeah,
you're
exactly.
not going on a diet with this.
Yeah,
But
okay.
but if you're eating pasta, like you're already beyond that point, right? Like you've
Pasta,
committed
pasta. Have you ever
past the
is
pasta.
is it just have you just done it with spaghetti like or like angel hair or like have you done it with like penne
Oh
or
shit!
rigatoni? Have you had? Oh, now we're on
Look
to
at this
something.
guy.
Now
I
we're
You know
on to
what?
something.
I have not explored using
Oh
different
my
pastas and
lord.
sandwiches.
We
As
we should
strange
open
as
up
that
our own
sounds.
place. I mean, first thing on the menu, can you imagine like really, really good garlic bread? Like try to
Ooh,
make it like not super crispy, but like really solid garlic. Like it still has that,
it's got that hold to it. Yeah.
yeah. And have that, and then like some really good like rigatoni that has like some kind of meat in there, and like really good cheese in the
Oh
middle.
man, I'm getting so many ideas
Oh
now.
my
I'm thinking like
lord.
raviolis and like tortellini. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you could
Oh,
have different styles of sandwiches.
that'd be delicious.
You know what? Let's cancel this podcast. Let's open
Oh,
up a pasta sandwich shop.
all right, sounds good. Bye everyone.
Thanks for taking in.
Thanks for tuning into the only episode. That's a good one. I was not, I could have.
Right? Yeah, it's different.
That was not on my list. I could have guessed meatball sub.
Yeah,
That's a pretty
it's close.
popular. That's a pretty popular for a lot of people. Personally, I've had meatball subs from different places before, like Togo, Subway. I've made my own from like leftovers,
Yeah,
and I'm just not a fan. I don't know what it is. So
it,
I'm
it's
not.
it's hit or miss
Yeah, so
for
I'm not
sure.
sure. Like, I really really like the idea that we came up with, but I don't know if I would like just like regular spaghetti and then bread.
Yeah,
Like I don't
yeah.
know. I'm not
I
sure.
think we can build on that idea for sure.
Yeah, 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 definitely, definitely.
Yeah. So in terms of like how this spaghetti sandwich would look
Ooh,
on my mountain,
I'm
like
just I'm
part of
just
my
thinking
monument.
like a tangala, like just or like
Exactly. Yep.
a bread, there's like
It's just
noodles
spilling out
noodles
everywhere,
noodles
right?
everywhere, right?
Yeah. There's one really long noodle just kind of hanging out that like swings back and forth in the wind.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
Is
exactly
it
it.
is
Just like
it like its
noodles
own like a
everywhere.
little attraction ride or something?
Uh, it is. I
Are you
mean,
making
we
like
don't
are
we
you
don't
making
advertise it. I mean, but people still feel the need to like ride the noodle, as they say.
Tarzan's noodle ride?
No, paper napkins noodle ride.
Paper napkins, noodle
It's the
ride.
only riding that my noodle gets, unfortunately.
God. Intern, can you edit that one out?
No, keep it in. That's good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So now that we've kind of gone over my third sandwich, what do you got going on for number
Oh,
three?
now it's time for me because that's how this works. Got it. So I have two left, right? I feel like I was gonna save this one for last, but I feel like you went with a radical, like your version of radical, right?
You don't
As
have to copy
three.
me. You just do what you need to do, man.
Oh, this. I'm using air quotes here. This sandwich, because this is even like this is like the most radical you can get with a sandwich, right?
I'm scared already.
This sandwich is like as radical. Like at least yours is like you definitely have bread and then something between the bread. So like it's like there's no doubt like that's a sandwich, right?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
many people have probably had that kind of sandwich before, of just straight pasta. But there's no doubt like I don't think anyone's gonna debate that that's not a sandwich. But this other one, like
You've got my
it's
interest peaked, man.
it's it's uh it's a Pop-Tart.
I don't know how to respond to that. A Pop-Tart.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
Pop-Tart.
I don't think that's a sandwich at all. I think that's a pastry.
It's
I mean, I can see where you're
it's a
going,
sandwich.
but it's I don't know. The
I got
filling is
I got the white
encased.
frosting. I'm gonna put it on both sides because I'm making this right. So like I don't even know if it actually is on both sides normally. I haven't had a Pop-Tart in so long. I
Yeah, I'm
think
trying to think.
it's usually on like one side, right?
Yeah, because
The
you have to
frosting.
like put it flat down. Like
Okay.
you don't want like hot frosting because then it's just gonna get on the plate.
Oh, is that why
Huh.
it's only on one side? I don't know.
They're probably just
I'm
cheap.
putting it on both sides. I don't really care. I'm putting it on both sides,
Interesting.
and I need the rainbow sprinkles. So it's gonna be white frosting, and there needs to be some sprinkles, some rainbow sprinkles on there.
Okay. Very
And then
flamboyant.
we have
Pop-Tart.
a nice strawberry jelly in the middle.
Ooh, yeah. I was
We're
gonna ask you what flavor you were going
yeah,
with.
no, we're
and
putting
there was
that
only
in, we're
one
putting that in the
answer.
toaster like not too long, a good amount of time, and we're fancy, so we're gonna eat this with a fork and a knife.
What? Oh my
Yeah,
God! You
yeah.
okay? You're just all over the board with this
We're
one.
super
I don't know.
radical. We're super radical with this Pop Tart.
Interesting.
So that's I'm gonna put that in the three spot, the Teddy Roosevelt slot.
Yeah.
It's a little. It's kind
Huh.
of like tucked away. But this sandwich, this Pop Tart is gonna look exactly like the ads. It's gonna have like the eyes, on there. It's gonna look exactly like the. It's not gonna be an exact like replica of like what it looks like in real life. It's gonna be like the commercial representation. It's gonna have like the eyes, the hands,
Wait,
legs.
what? You mean like in the commercials?
Yeah,
Like the
exactly.
animated Pop Tart?
It's gonna be that like animated Pop Tart dude. It's gonna have that like weird look on its face, like "Please don't eat me," kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it's gonna look like on the mountain,
Okay, so it's kind of like
and it's gonna be tucked
know-
away. It's gonna be hiding. So I picture like there being like a ledge there, between the two, right? And it's
so-
just gonna be pressed against the side, like kind of like
that's so
hiding.
creepy.
I'm doing like hand motions, but no one can see me do the hand motions.
It's okay. We'll like edit in some like air whooshing sounds. Like
Intern, can you do that, please? Thanks. So that's I mean, we can get into more depth about this, but
what's
that's
the worst Pop Tart flavor you've ever had?
oh man, some of the brown sugar ones are just awful.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that. I don't like some people swear by them, but I just
Oh
don't see
no
the
no no no!
appeal.
I can't do too much cinnamon. Like there's a reason why there was a cinnamon challenge for a while, and
Yeah.
people still do that. You did that on your live stream, right? Was that
No,
cinnamon?
no, I didn't.
No,
I should have done it though.
no, right. That was putting something else in your mouth.
Yeah, I tend to put a lot of things in my mouth. So it's hard to keep track,
Yeah, that's why.
especially when I'm
Yeah.
being filmed.
Yeah. but yeah, no. Cinnamon just it's okay. Like I can handle it in certain dosages, but when it's like the main ingredient in something, like it just does not. It's not
Yeah.
right.
It's not meant to like carry a flavor. It's just
No,
supposed to
no,
like
no. So yeah,
spice it up, as they would say.
but I do think that the strawberry filling is probably the best. There's been some really good like spin-offs. Like I don't know, like when Disney movies come out, or they've done a couple like SpongeBob ones before I've seen,
Really?
where they have like it looking like characters, and they have to make the jelly like with like artificial coloring kind of thing, and
Yeah.
it just makes in my mind it's probably like the same exact ingredients, but in my mind it tastes better because it's SpongeBob or
Yeah. No.
you
It's
know.
got that commercial appeal to it, right?
Exactly. Like I think the best one I've ever had was probably like like a green Pop-Tart with like it tasted like strawberry jam, but it was like colored differently.
Weird.
Yeah. I don't know what it was for. I can't remember.
I was gonna say, did like the Pop Tart just like go spoiled, like rotten? But I mean, there's probably so many chemicals in
No,
there that it
no,
could
no.
never
It was
do that.
definitely like instead of white, it was green frosting.
Huh.
So I don't really know. Yeah,
Maybe like a St. Patty's Day Pop Tart.
possibly.
Interesting.
I don't remember. Maybe it was a Bulbasaur Pop Tart. No, definitely not.
Oh man, I'd be down on that.
I would have remembered that for sure. Um, I don't want to get off topic, but some of the Pokemon did some amazing things with like gushers and fruit roll-ups back in the day. Like they had some really good like promotion. Like they would give you like a Pokemon card in there, or they make all the different things look like different Pokemon gummies, Pokemon in cereal with cards in the cereal, like the one like I'm gonna dig through here and get the Squirtle card.
Right.
Yeah. So they don't want to get off topic. Okay, so that's
We'll
that's
talk
my
about it
that's my
another day.
third one, and I think this is the funniest one because I didn't even think it. I didn't even. I've seen pictures of Mount Rushmore, but if you just picture like Teddy Roosevelt coming off of the side there, I just picture like a animated Pop-Tart just kind of like hiding, like and, like on the side of a cliff, right? Just like and just trying to hide from everything else. So that's my number
Yeah,
three.
that's gonna like haunt my nightmares later tonight, I
Oh
think.
God. Well,
Huh.
I have a question
Interesting.
for you.
Let's hear it.
What's the name of that thing? Oh yeah, right, okay. Pop-Tarts or toaster strudel,
Oh wow. Why you gotta do me like this?
right?
See, the thing is, like when I am eating a Pop Tart,
Mm-hmm.
I've made that decision ahead of time. Like I wanted to have a Pop Tart. Like
Yeah,
I'm in that
definitely.
frame of mind where the only thing that I want and the only thing that's acceptable is the Pop Tart. But then,
Have
do you not feel the same way about your Pop Tarts?
I don't at all.
It's a very intimate thing to me, obviously.
For whatever reason, I don't know. I'm gonna go to my honorable mention that I didn't even consider before I wrote my notes. But whatever this reminds me of is when back in college, my freshman year of college, my roommates were super messy. So like any kind of kitchen just didn't exist, right?
Sure.
So, but we still had like a refrigerator, a freezer, and like we have a toaster and a microwave, right? So what I would do is on my way to class, I'd make myself a waffle sandwich,
Okay.
and so I'd put in two like Eggo waffles into the toaster,
Yeah.
wait like a minute and a half, and then I would just pour the syrup on one waffle and then put the other waffle on top. And
Oh,
then
wow.
I would just walk to class and eat my waffle sandwich. And it was amazing. Every
That
once in a
is-
while, the syrup would kind of like, get out of control. Like maybe I ate like in between a square the wrong way.
Yeah.
it would come. But like it was that was I forgot about that until now for whatever reason. Your Pop-Tart story brought that back to mind. So
Just rekindle that
yeah,
love for the waffle sandwich.
yeah.
I was gonna say that's like of all the sandwiches to like carry with you, that is a dangerous sandwich. Like I would not trust
Oh
myself.
no,
I
no,
just
no,
get
definitely,
I get
definitely.
syrup everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, no, no. It was dangerous. It was dangerous.
But I guess that's kind of like the appeal of it. It's a
Yeah,
little bit of
that was freshman Troy walking
danger,
along
a little
campus.
excitement on the way to class.
I'd have
Wow.
the one. I'd have the napkin.
You,
A
no, not
paper
me. Someone else.
a paper napkin, towel of some kind.
Super handy.
It was usually from the dollar store, not like a main brand.
Okay. Kind
Right?
of like a crappy, rough
Yeah,
version.
yeah, yeah. And then I'd have my my waffle sandwich.
Nice. I like how we started talking about sandwiches, then we started talking about Pop Tarts, and now we come back to like a waffle sandwich.
Okay, well, they're all
This is
sandwiches.
like
Anyways, you're number 4. Paper, go.
I don't think they're sandwiches. Number 4. Okay, so we've done the weird thing. We're gonna go back again. Something super simple, something that like you can't say no to, right? Classic turkey sandwich, but not
Okay.
just any turkey sandwich. I'm talking like the day, maybe even like a couple days after Thanksgiving, when you have leftover turkey and you make a nice turkey sandwich. So good, so good. Like how can you say no to that? And what I like the most about it
Well, there's a lot of
is
different
how
languages that have no, like
yeah, sorry, we're too polite. We can't say no
yeah,
here in
sorry.
Canada.
Take a drink.
Yeah, yeah, take a drink. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So what I like about turkey sandwiches in particular is that you have two different ways that you can have them.
What?
So you can have like a normal like cold turkey sandwich, just like the bread,
Oh,
mayo,
okay.
mustard,
Yeah, yeah.
or if you want something a little bit hotter, you have a hot turkey sandwich. Put some
Yeah.
gravy on that bad boy, heat it up.
Oh, oh
Oh,
God. Oh, he went gravy route?
what's wrong with that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Not on my sandwich.
Okay, it's a sandwich, true. It's like a hot open face sometimes. Could be closed
Open
face.
face turkey sandwich?
It depends on like how much turkey to bread ratio you want. But it's got all the same fixes as a turkey dinner, right? You got your bread, which is like the stuffing. You got the turkey, which is, the turkey. And then you got the gravy. It's perfect.
Putting like mashed potatoes on this, or like
No
some
way, that's just
corn or
going
anything
too
like
far.
that, or like it's
Are
just
you crazy? I like to keep my sandwiches like simple. Like I don't want too many flavors in there screwing things around. So it's just bread, turkey, gravy. Or if it's just a normal sandwich, it's bread, turkey, mustard, mayo, maybe a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's
interesting.
it.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So I think for my monument, because I have two forms of the turkey here, I'm gonna pick one that has more like dramatic flair to it. I'm gonna go with the hot turkey sandwich
Okay.
to round it out in position 4. And as part of this sandwich, there's gonna be a lot of gravy, but not too much that it's like soaking the sandwich that you don't want to eat it,
Can I have
but
like a
enough that
gravy
it's like
waterfall or something?
exactly.
Ooh,
Doesn't that sound amazing?
that's pretty cool. I don't think it's as cool as my Pop Tart, just clinging on to life on the side of a. But yeah.
Yeah, different emotions are evoked by the
Are you
two
putting this
monuments.
next to the spaghetti slide or swing?
Yeah, exactly. You slide down the noodle
Wow.
into the gravy fountain at the bottom.
Did you think about this beforehand, or are
Not
you
at all. This is all
okay?
just coming out right
Okay,
now.
okay,
But
good, good, good.
it's a beautiful image.
I was
that's
gonna
just
say
come
that
together.
that would have
Don't
required.
give me too much credit.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
okay.
plan that far ahead.
Okay, good, good, good. We're on the same. We're on the same page here as far as prep goes for this podcast.
But it worked out really well.
But that
I'm
is
impressed.
that's a cool looking monument you got there. I must say.
Yeah.
We just
So-
need
so
to
what do you-
hire another intern to draw this, and
Draw. I want like a 3D model. I want to make this
3D
thing
model.
happen.
yeah, cool.
All right. What do you got rounding out your,
So
your
my
top
last
4
one-
sandwiches?
My last one is inspired by a restaurant called McDonald's.
Oh no.
It's I call it Mickey D's usually.
You know
We
what I
got
call it?
the Mickey D's?
No, I call it McDick's.
McDick's? I've heard that
Yeah.
before too. We're trying to stay G-rated on this podcast, though.
You know why I called it that? Because I knew a guy that used to work there, and his name was Richard or Dick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Funny story going off of that. You don't even know my sandwich yet, but I feel like I need to make this segue. My tennis coach in high school, his name was Richard, and sometimes I played doubles in high school with my buddy Michael, and sometimes when he got mad at our coach,
Yeah.
he'd be like, "Okay, Dick," or something like,
Nice.
and our coach didn't think anything about it. He
Yeah,
just,
no,
like,
I mean,
you know,
it's just his name, right?
but he would say it. He would like clearly say it like in a different tone than the rest of the sentence or whatever he was saying. You know.
Nice.
So he clearly made it sounded like an insult. Anyways, my sandwich
Yeah, sorry.
is the breakfast English muffin, sausage egg McMuffin.
Oh my god.
Sausage
I made a huge mistake.
sausage egg McMuffin from McDonald's.
How did I not put this on my top 4?
This is my 4th sandwich. I think I have something in the 2 slot, the 3 slot, the 4 slot. So we're putting this in the 1.
Wow.
I don't think it really matters where things go besides the 3 slot for me.
Right. Yeah.
The Pop-Tart definitely needs to be in that third slot there. But yeah, breakfast English the sauce, specifically the sausage one. The sausage patty, the cheddar cheese they have on there,
Oh,
the
yeah.
super high calorie English muffin,
The butter.
the quote unquote, I'm using air quotes here, egg, whatever that is. We're gonna
Pretty sure it's an egg.
we're not even I don't even know what species, but it's an egg of some kind, or it's artificial or whatever. We're not gonna think about it too much. But
You're really selling it right now.
yeah, but it's great. It's great. Imagine if they put this in like one of their next ads. Like, that'd be,
Can we get sponsored by McDick's?
can we intern? Can you get on that, please? Cool.
Just a lifetime supply of,
Yeah.
Egg McMuffins.
Oh my lord, no! I would gain like 5,000 pounds.
But I'd be okay with that, honestly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that thing's so good. It's kind of expensive. Like, I mean, in all honesty, like you think about fast food places, and I think McDonald's is kind of the cheapest of all the fast food places in a lot of ways.
I
but-
agree. Yeah.
For whatever reason, like this thing's like $5 US.
Wait, what?
I mean, like you can't get it for less
No.
than like $4 US.
Really?
Like, you got your like dollar menu and stuff like that, and yeah,
can't
like
be
it's
right.
it's expensive. Like the meal, you get a drink, the little hash brown thing, which is amazing, by the way. Side note.
Oh, okay. We're talking a
And-
meal here, not just
no,
a
no, but the
sandwich.
meal's like $7.
That seems like that's wrong.
So if you want to get 2 sausage egg McMuffins, you're looking at like $8 minimum, before tax. And then
Okay, you know what? You're right. I'm looking at it now on Uber Eats. It's like $4.59.
yeah,
here.
it's expensive. Like, I mean, like you think about what's on that thing, it's like it can't be that. I mean, they're probably making like 95% profit on that thing.
That's true. For what
Right?
you get, you'd think it'd be a little bit cheaper than that.
I mean, that could easily, in my mind, that could easily be on like the dollar menu. I mean, at least like $2, right? Or, I don't know why it's like 4, but
What if I told you you can get a sausage McMuffin, which is the exact same thing without the egg,
no, don't go there. You need
and
the
it's
egg.
only $2.20.
You need the egg is the thing.
But do you think an egg is worth $2.40?
No, definitely not.
Huh.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the price, I've ordered it a bunch of times, but the price in my mind doesn't really make sense. And there's actually been times in the past where I'm like, I really want a sausage egg McMuffin, but I'm just gonna order like the pancake breakfast. which comes with all the ingredients that you put on the sausage egg McMuffin to begin with,
Right.
and then I also have pancakes, and it's basically the same price. But
Better
for whatever
value.
reason, like I put it together myself, does not taste the same at all.
Of course not. There's got to be something else that they put in
So there's clearly something going on there.
there. A
But
little bit of love, a little bit of magic.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's my fourth sandwich. And
You know what? That is a good choice for a fourth sandwich.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
I think we can do some honorable mentions here. I'll just do mine. I don't think we need to do any order or anything like that, but I'll
Sure,
go first. And something that I didn't even remember was a thing that I did was the waffle sandwich. So
Yeah.
I think that has to be an honorable mention for me. And just neither of us mentioned like just your like typical PB&J sandwich, like, you know?
You know, that was going to be one of my honorable mentions. Not the J, but like the PB.
Just the peanut butter and
Yeah.
and your bread there.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is something I learned from my dad. Like he's huge into peanut butter sandwiches. He's a
Interesting.
fanatic.
Okay.
It's his go-to snack. And so, every now and then when I want a nice little like bedtime snack, I'll just make a peanut butter sandwich with like a glass of milk to go with it. Ooh, so good.
Okay. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of PB&Js, which is why I don't have it on my list at all. But, yeah, I feel like that needs to be mentioned because it's like a very traditional sandwich, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
so, and then my final one is what my actual favorite sandwich is, and
Oh.
that's like my favorite place that has sandwiches. And that's oh god, give me a second.
He doesn't even
Las
remember
Spadas,
it.
Las Spadas in Florida. There's three of them. Las Spadas, they make amazing sandwiches. So I have to shout out that place. They're never gonna watch this or listen to this or anything. But
I mean, we can send it to them. So
if
they'll be
you're
forced to watch it.
in Florida, you need to go to one of the Las Spadas. Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Boca, just hit up a Las Spadas. Yes.
Okay.
Your honorable mentions?
Well, I mean, peanut butter, definitely
Yes.
one of them.
Yes.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of good sandwiches that I enjoy from time to time. I mean, like a nice classic BLT is always good. Like a Philly cheesesteak, that's a great sandwich. But you got to be in the right frame of mind for that. Yeah,
That's
that's
good.
all I got.
Yeah, okay, cool. So to cap things off, for my mountain here, we got in the one slot a sausage egg McMuffin from McDonald's. We got in the two slot, I believe I put a bacon cheeseburger kind of
Yep.
facing outward. You can kind of see the inside like a Pac-Man kind of thing with the pretzel bun. We have the Pop-Tart animation kind of hiding away in the 3 slot, the Teddy Roosevelt slot. And at 4, we have the grilled cheese, the supersized grilled cheese that I have. And
Nice.
paper, your mountain, and I forgot to mention, and my mountain also has bread at the top and the bottom. So it's a big old sandwich.
It's a sandwich of sandwiches.
Sandwich mountain, yes.
That's a very important selling feature of that.
Indeed.
Yeah. And then so for my mountain, in the first position we got the simple grilled cheese. In position 2, we had the Montreal smoked meat sandwich with the a lot of meat kind of popping through. Position 3, that's where we got a little bit freaky. Spaghetti sandwich with the noodles just kind of hanging out, with the one really long noodle that you can kind of slide right into the gravy of what I have in position 4, which was the turkey sandwich, the hot version. Yeah. And that was my
Wow.
top 4.
That's a pretty good looking mountain. I'm trying to picture that all like.
It's a lot of like good
think-
comfort sandwiches.
Yeah,
It's a
I think
comfy
I
mountain.
think we did good. I think we did good here. So this
Yeah.
is the first episode of What's Your Rushmore. I need to figure out exactly like an email or something where you can email us your Mount Rushmore. For now, I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel, and maybe Paper will put it on his. We don't know. But in the comment section down below or whatever, let us know what yours are. What would your sandwich Mount Rushmore look like? You can go into as much or as little detail as possible, and let us know how you enjoyed this first episode. I'd like to thank Paper Napkin Peter, my co-host, for
Always a
being
pleasure.
a part of this. It's been a blast. We're going
Tons
to
of
try to
fun.
do this every Monday. I'll try to put it out on Wednesdays. Give us
Now that you've said it, you've
yeah.
hemmed
Give
yourself.
myself a day, right? We don't know how. Let's give myself a day of editing. Hopefully, the intern can get everything done too. We'd like to thank our intern as well,
Yeah, she does a great job behind the scenes.
as well as our sponsors.
Wait, we have sponsors?
No, oh my gosh, Paper, you're killing me.
Oh yes, the sponsors.
Yeah,
Of course.
the sponsors. Come on now. That's it for What's Your Rushmore. I am Tack Troy.
And I'm Paper Napkin Peter.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you later. Peace.
Bye.